Hello students, welcome back. In the last session we were discussing about forms. Forms are generally used to gather information and send it to the server. We have also studied the widgets which are used inside the form. These widgets are used to collect information from the user. So user can enter the information inside the widgets, and this information is collected by the form and it is delivered to the server. In the last session we have studied one widget, that is a text widget, how to create a text widget. In today's session we will continue our discussion of widgets and we will study some more widgets. So let's start. The next widget is checkboxes. As we know about checkboxes, whenever we need to display multiple items where a user can select more than one item from the list, we can use a checkbox. Checkbox, it is a square box which user can select or deselect. Checkboxes can be used to display list of choices from which a user can select more than one choice. So checkboxes here, it is used to collect multiple choice input. Every checkbox requires a value attribute. So checkbox, whenever we create a checkbox, the tag which is used, it is still input tag. The tag input should have a value attribute which is the widget's value in the form data when the checkbox is checked. So whatever value we assign to the value attribute, that is the value of that particular checkbox when it is checked. A checkbox that is not checked contribute no value to the form data. If a checkbox is not checked, it will not contribute any value to the form data. By default, no checkbox is initially checked. Whenever we display a checkbox, by default it is not checked. To initialize a checkbox to checked, the checked attribute must be set to checked. If you want some checkboxes to be checked initially by default, then you have to use one more attribute in the checkbox, that is input tag. The attribute is checked and the value of that attribute should be set to checked again. Okay, let us see an example how we can create a checkbox here. Okay, so this is an example. This is a partial code of our XHTML document. The initial part which is required, that is XML, HTML declaration and body declaration, that is required. Only we have taken the part where we have created the checkboxes. Okay, so here we have a form tag. Because all the widgets should be inside the form tag, we have a form tag having one important attribute, that is action, which is blank here, but you can set that the URL of a server to which, or an application to which you want to send the data. Okay, then inside the form tag, inside a paragraph, we have created a checkbox. You can see how a checkbox is created. The tag which is used, still it is input. Attribute of input tag, that is type, is equals to checkbox. Now this is important here. The type, that is equals to checkbox. When we created a text widget, the type was text. Now we are creating a checkbox, so type is checkbox. Apart from that, there are certain attributes like the name, groceries. We are displaying grocery list by using a checkbox, so name is given as groceries. The important attribute, that is value, is equals to milk. So this is the value which is contributed to the form data when that particular checkbox is checked. So value is milk. Then checked is equals to checked. Checked is equals to checked means this is used to make the checkbox by default checked. Okay, then this is the closing bracket closing angular bracket of input tag. So till this will create a checkbox. Remember, this will only create that square box. This text will not be displayed with the square box. The input tag will create only this part of it, that is a square box. The text has to be displayed separately. You can see we have displayed a text outside the input tag. Input completed here, and then we have displayed a text milk, so milk is displayed after that. Same way we are creating a next square box by using again an input tag, type checkbox, name groceries. It is from the same grocery list, so names are same. Then value is bread, okay, and then the text bread. Then the next checkbox is created. So this is how we can create checkbox. Any number of checkboxes you can create by using this syntax. So syntax is very simple. Use an input tag along with the type which is equals to checkbox to create a checkbox. Okay, this is about creating checkbox. The next widget is radio buttons. Radio buttons are also used to display multiple items, but where a user can select only one item from a list. Unlike the checkboxes where multiple items can be selected, in case of radio buttons only one item can be selected at any point of time. So radio buttons, collection of checkboxes in which only one button can be checked at a time. So it is like a checkbox, but one major difference is only one item can be checked at a time. So you can select only one item. Every button in a radio button button group must have the same name. This is one requirement about the radio button. Every radio button in that particular group should have the same name, otherwise the radio button behavior will change. Otherwise the radio button will behave like a checkbox. All the radio buttons in that particular group should have the same name, so that it will behave in a mutually exclusive manner. Means once one is selected, other will automatically deselect. When you select other item, the first item which was selected, that will get deselect. This is called as mutually exclusive behavior. This will not happen if you have different name for the radio buttons. Okay, let's see an example. Okay, radio button. If no button in a radio button group is pressed or checked, the browser often presses the first one. Remember, this is an important point about a radio button. If you do not press or check any radio button, browser by default presses a first radio button, and that value is contributed to the form data. Okay, okay, let's see how we can create a radio button. So inside the form tag, again the input tag is used. Type is equals to radio. Now to create a radio button, the type here it is radio. For checkboxes, type was checkbox. For radio buttons, type is radio. The name is age. Name is very important here. All the radio buttons in this group have a same name, you can see. If you change the name, that radio button will not work in a mutually exclusive manner, remember. Okay, so radio button name is age. Again the value is also necessary. Value is equals to under 20. So this is the value which is contributed to the form data when that particular radio button is clicked. Okay, then checked is equals to checked. Again this is the radio button which is by default checked. Then the value, then the label 0 to 19. This input tag only displays a radio button symbol, that is round like symbol, but after the symbol, if you want some label, that has to be displayed outside. Okay, then the second radio button we have created. The value here it is 20 to 35 and the label is also 20 to 35. Third radio button is created. and so on. Any number of radio buttons can be created. Now you can see here the output of that. So we have created a radio button here. If you select, by default the first is selected. If I select the second one, that is 20 to 30, automatically the first get deselected. So that is a radio button. Okay. So this is how you can create a radio button here. Now the next widget which we will study, it is menus. Menu, the drop down menu which contains multiple items again, but only one item is displayed by default, and when you click on the arrow which comes with a menu, the list of item is again displayed. So such a menu can be created in XHTML by using a tag, that is a select tag. Now the tag is different. For checkbox, radio button and text, we have used the same tag, that is input tag, only the type was different. But for menus, the tag itself is different. The tag is select tag. There are two kinds of menus, those that behave like checkboxes and those that behave like radio buttons. In case of menus also, we have two different types, those which behaves like checkbox and those behaves like radio button. In case of checkbox type menu, you can select multiple items from the list. In case of radio button, you can select a single item from the list, and that is by default. Radio button type menu is by default. Menus that behave like checkbox are specified by including the multiple attribute which must be set to multiple. Now if you want to create a menu, how a menu looks, if you don't know menu, you already know about a menu. A menu looks something like this. It has a arrow like this, okay, and when you click on this, list of items are displayed. List of items are displayed. Okay, so list of items are displayed. And if you want from this list to select multiple items at a time, you have to set an attribute that is multiple with the value multiple. Otherwise, by default, you will able to select a single item. Okay, there are certain attributes of select tag. One is name. Select is a required attribute. We have to specify a name for the menu. So name is an attribute of select tag, as well as we have an attribute size of select can be included to specify the number of menu items to be displayed. Now the size attribute is used to display number of items to be displayed at once. By default, only one item is visible on the menu. As I have shown here, by default only one is displayed on the menu. When you click on the arrow, all the items are displayed, but by default it is only one on the menu. But you can display more than one items at a time without clicking on this arrow by setting an attribute that is size. If you set size greater than 1, those many items are displayed at once. Okay, if a size is set to greater than 1, or if multiple is specified, the menu is displayed as pop-up menu. Okay, let us see with an example. Okay, there are some more points about the menus. Each item of a menu is specified with option. Okay, so menu can be created with a tag select. So we have to start with a tag select, but every item in a menu should be declared with a one more tag. The tag is option tag, whose pure text content has no tags, is the value of the item. So option has the text content, no tags actually. It is the value of the item. So any number of items can be included in a menu by using that many option tags. An option tag include the selected attribute, which when assigned selected specifies that the item is pre-selected. You can even make an item pre-selected by using an attribute called as selected inside the option tag. Now let us go through an example here. Inside the form, we have created here list by using a select tag. You can see select, the name is specified as again groceries, and the items in a menu are created by using an option tag. Option milk, option closed, option bread, option closed, option eggs closed, option cheese, option closed, then select is closed. All these options are inside the select tag. Remember, open, select open, and select close. So these items milk, bread, eggs, cheese will be the items inside the menu. Okay, the output of this will look like this. When you execute it, you will get something like this, a menu where by default a milk is selected. Okay, this is with the size 1. We have to specify the size. We can specify in the select attribute. If the size is 1, only one item is visible at a time, remember. When you click on the arrow, you will get a list like this, and when the size is greater than 1, the size is 2 here, you can see 2 items are displayed at a time on the menu. And you can again, you have 2 arrows up and down. You can move up or down by using these 2 arrows. Okay, so this is how you can create a menu. What I'll do is I'll execute this example program now, and I'll show you the real output. Okay, to execute this, I'll open Notepad++. This was our earlier example, so I'll make use of the same. I'll just delete this code. I have already copied the code of menu. Okay, I'll copy it from the PPT. Paste it here. Okay, this is inside HTML. We have a form. Okay, there are 2 forms, so I'll remove one form, declaration. Okay, so I'll save it. So let us execute and check the output. The name of the file, it is actually text demo. It is in F drive. I'll double click on this. Okay, now you can see here the menu is displayed, and when you click on arrow, all the options are visible. Okay, and you can select any item from the list. And this is the size 1 by default. If you make the size, if you greater than 1, so I'll include it here in the select tag. I'll also include size that is equals to, I'll make it as 2. Now let us verify the result. You can see now 2 items are visible at a time, and again you can move up or down by using these 2 arrows. Again, you can increase that size also. You can make it as more than 2 also. I can make it as 4. Then all the 4 items are visible at a time. So this will behave like a list here. Okay, all the 4 items you are able to see. So this is how we can create a menu in XHTML. With this, we will stop here today. We'll continue with other widgets in the next session. Thank you.